Becoming a knight in the medieval world wasn't just about wearing armor and fighting on horseback. It was a long, grueling process that required discipline, training, and dedication from a very young age. Today, we're taking a deep dive into what it took to become a knight, and the incredible journey these warriors undertook to earn their place in history.
The journey to knighthood often began at the age of 7. Sons of nobles were sent to live in the castle of a lord, where they would begin their training as a page. This was the first step in a long and demanding process.
As pages, these boys were taught the basics of chivalry, loyalty, and obedience. They also learned essential skills like riding, hunting, and using weapons, the foundation for their future training.
Around the age of 14, a page would graduate to the role of squire. This stage involved more intense training and hands-on experience in preparation for knighthood.
A squire's duties were rigorous. They acted as assistants to knights, caring for their armor, horses, and weapons. But they also practiced combat skills daily, often under the direct supervision of a knight.
Beyond the physical training, a squire had to learn the code of chivalry, a set of moral and social guidelines that dictated how knights were expected to behave.
Honor, bravery, loyalty, and respect for women were central to this code. It was more than just combat. It was about upholding a way of life that defined the medieval knight.
If a squire proved himself in training, and perhaps even in battle, he was deemed ready for knighthood around the age of 21. The transition from squire to knight was marked by a solemn and symbolic ceremony.
This ceremony, often conducted in a church, began with the squire taking a bath, a symbol of purification. He would then pray through the night, pledging his loyalty to God, his Lord, and the ideals of knighthood.
A knight's training didn't end after the ceremony. Mastery of combat techniques, jousting, and battlefield strategies was a lifelong commitment.
Equipping a knight was no small feat. Armor, a sword, and a well-trained horse were expensive, often costing as much as a small farm. This ensured that only the wealthiest families could afford the path to knighthood.
Becoming a knight wasn't without its challenges. Intense physical demands, the risk of injury in training, and the burden of upholding chivalry meant that not everyone succeeded.
And let's not forget the constant threat of war. Many knights met their end in battle, defending their lords or fighting in the Crusades.
Despite the challenges, knighthood was a symbol of honor and prestige in medieval society. Knights were celebrated not only for their combat skills, but also for their role as protectors of the weak and upholders of justice.
Their legacy lives on today, immortalized in stories, films, and our collective imagination. Knights weren't just warriors, they were the embodiment of medieval ideals.